So yeah, we actually made most of that in a hotel room. We were in LA doing some pitch meetings, and we were trying to get a lot of stuff done at once, so that was one of the cartoons we were working on. And one night at like 4 in the morning, we were just really like kind of wired just from animating all day. And we noticed there was one pose in the cartoon, the part where he's drying his ass with the blow dryer. And we decided to just go through the entire animation. We spent like 2 hours just changing the entire thing and using only that pose, which is one of the fun things about Flash is it's all like symbol-based animations. You can go in and swap anything for anything else. Like you can turn people's heads into watermelons. You can just do anything. So we ended up just changing the entire animation, and we laughed pretty hard at it. So we hope you guys do too. Let's watch the alternate. That is actually our most popular video on YouTube. It's got 30 million views. It has twice as many views as the original.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show, like, you can work as hard as you can on writing the best joke, but it's not as funny as a butt.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the universal rule of writing. But yeah, we did that cartoon in a hotel room. We put mattresses together to make a sound studio. It was a good time. And yeah, the next one here. Are there any questions? I should ask. Yes, back here.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Hello. Mine's kind of a two-parter. Well, have you guys ever done an animation where you go and you think it'll be good, and when you post it, it's kind of, fans are like, oh, no, we weren't expecting that. That's not what we wanted.
Occasionally, there's been like 1 or 2 where I was hoping for like a bigger response. But so far, people have been very receptive. I mean, YouTube comments are always going to compare you to Hitler, no matter what you put up. So we try not to read them.
Honestly, that stuff usually happens more with the comics.
Sometimes, yeah.
And also, my second question was, have you guys ever made up a whole comic and you've gone to show like someone who works on the team with you and they go, yeah, let's not do that?
Usually it's because like we accidentally copy like The Simpsons or something. It's really easy to make a joke that's already been done before. And I usually just take that comic down and make a new one really quick, because it's not worth trying to defend yourself on the internet, because no one really cares. People are really interested in calling us out if we accidentally copy a joke. So we usually it's never because a comic is like too far. It's usually because it's been done before.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm also a really big fan.
Thank you. Thanks for reading. Hey, how's it going?
Good. I was just wondering, where did the idea for Depressing Comic Week come from?
I take full credit for that, actually. In 2006, the comic had been going for about a year and a half, and I made a comic that I thought was kind of too far. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put it up, because the comic was, it was a kid in a wheelchair who wants to be a basketball player when he grows up, and his dad says, I'm sorry, you can't, your legs don't work. And then he kind of slouches and dies. And the last panel, he's at the morgue, and the doctor says he died of internal bleeding when his dreams were crushed. And I made this comic. I didn't want to put it up, but I talked to Dave, one of our co-writers, and I said, hey, do you think this is kind of depressing, like too depressing for the site? He's like, yeah, it's really depressing, but I think you should put it up anyway. And I'm going to make one too. So Dave and I made a couple of them. We convinced Chris and Matt to do some of their own, and there was a really good response. It was really surprising how many people like want to be depressed.
When you guys didn't do it this year?
It is coming up in the next couple months. We are doing a Depressing Comic Week this year. And we have a Depressing Comic Book, which is pretty cool. We have some stuff in there that we wouldn't want to put on the site. So it's pretty dark. But yeah, let's watch The Rope. This is one of our newer ones. Yeah, it's really refreshing being able to do like long form stuff. Some people said that was like very Monty Python-esque, which is like the best compliment I've ever gotten, because I love Monty Python. But yeah, we have some longer stuff coming. The next 2 shorts are actually longer ones. One of them is one that was kind of a small effort that took a very long time. It's called Waiting for the Bus. It's my personal favorite, just because I spent like a year and a half of my life animating it. And it's also our first project with a guy named Steve Lemon, who's he's a composer based out of Ontario, and he's been doing a lot of stuff.
Pretty much all the music that you've seen tonight has been done by Steve.
Pretty much, yeah. He's brilliant. A lot of actually the band Who Could Sit Anywhere, that was inspired by his music. He wrote the music first, and then that kind of made the gears turn. We decided to add butts to it.
As you do.
Yeah, but yeah, this next one is my personal favorite. It's Waiting for the Bus. It's a long ways to go for a joke. You know what I just realized? Between this and The Man Who Could Sit Anywhere, a lot of our plots involve people chasing their dreams and then dying. I guess that's kind of our...
Wow, I hope that says nothing about us.
Hope not. Oh my God, do you think? That's scary. Yeah, that one was... the whole thing was... it was our longest short at the time, and there were just 2 of us working on it, so it took a huge amount of time to do. And it was our first collaboration with Steve, which led to a lot of other collaborations, a lot of ideas. But yeah, we have one more to show, and this one's actually, it hasn't been released yet. It's still in the animatic phase, which is like a moving storyboard. So it looks pretty terrible. It's all temporary music and stuff, but it's
So Jerry Bruckheimer, don't sue us, please.
It's all Hans Zimmer.
Oh.
But yeah, it's called Airplanes.
That has my favorite cameo in it, Rob's dog, Bruce.
No, he was not in it. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that we can do now since we don't have to animate it ourselves. So it's pretty exciting. I guess at this point, we'll take any questions you guys have. We have a few more minutes here. Yeah, feel free to line up at the mic if you have any questions. That's it.
All right, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, Mr.
Where do you get the ideas to do this kind of stuff?
Usually from conversations, just joking around and asking what if. Like that one, I remember we came up with that, Chris and I, in San Diego. I had just gotten a flight from London for a different con, and all my luggage got lost. It ended up in France for some reason. I don't know how that works. But we were joking around to like what if airplanes could actually shoot luggage out of them, like with a giant cannon? And then the entire short kind of evolved out of that. It kind of reverse engineered. So they really come from anywhere. They come from ideas. Or they come from, obviously, our ideas. They come from conversations. They come from reading, thinking.
One of the big things is the ability to look at any idea that comes forward and not say no about it, but try to work with it.
Saying yes to new ideas, especially collaborative writing. Always say yes. Like when you hear a crazy concept, even if it doesn't click for you, you just kind of run with it. It's kind of the rules of like improv comedy. Like whatever you hear, you go with. So it's very much conversational when it comes to writing, especially the animations, because there's so much more involved than the comics.
A lot of times what it is like 5 of us just sitting in our office. We just have a couple of couches out and a large whiteboard. Somebody starts drawing something funny on there, usually involving butts and dicks.
Sometimes.
And
yeah, part of my job is to get distracted. So I'll be working on an animatic. Dave will turn and say something funny or some thought he has, and then we'll just roll with it for the next like 4 hours until it becomes an idea. So.
One last quick question. I know everybody's thinking it, so I'm just gonna put it out there. Sure. In a fight, who would win? The purple shirt eye stabber or Super Jerk?
I feel like Super Jerk would fight dirty. He would pull out a gun or something. But I would say Super Jerk would win.
Cool. Thank you.
Hi.
Hey,
just clarification, in The Man Who Could Sit Anywhere, that was Aaron Hansing voicing him, right?
It was.
What was it like working with Eagle Raptor?
It was amazing. We didn't work with him physically. He was in LA. We were in Dallas. So we just sent him the script, which was about 5 lines, and he sent us 2 hours of recordings.
Really?
The first 30 minutes were the lines, and the next hour and a half, he was just singing songs, just making stuff up, just going crazy on the mic. He's really fun to work with. He's a great guy.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I was wondering what your favorite animation to make was.
Probably Waiting for the Bus, just because it was such a huge challenge.
Yeah.
It was also like the first like fully produced animation we made. Before that, it was all white backgrounds, really simple stuff. And that was the first time we decided to sit down and dedicate ourselves to making like a full like several minute long project. So it was definitely the most satisfying.
Okay.
Thank you. What was your favorite?
Airplane, actually.
You like it?
I like the soundtrack to The Rock there in the background of the last one.
Thanks.
Like I know the XKCD guy is like clearly a mathematician by background, so I was really wondering like what your guys' educational backgrounds are otherwise that make that.
This all happened like in spite of my college education. Like it kind of got in the way sometimes. But I went to school for computer animation, like 3D animation, and video game design. I'm not Chris didn't go to college. Dave went to college for web design. Matt went to college for web design. So we didn't really
No,
go into.
Dave was computer science.
Was it computer science?
Yeah.
Okay, my mistake. But yeah, none of us really studied for what we do. I don't think you really can. We just kind of saw that we
Your
had
inborn
something.
talent.
We just had something going, so we decided to dedicate ourselves to it.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, come on, there's got to be somebody else with a question. Please. Got drunk.
Yeah. I think I still am drunk. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Hi.
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 Do you think you'll ever evolve into doing movies?
I hope so. I would love to. We actually have an idea for a movie. It's a musical that we've been talking about for ages.
Internet the musical.
Internet the musical?
Yeah.
Well, that's one musical. There's another one that was kind of a post-apocalyptic musical. But yeah, I'd love to eventually. I don't know the right people yet. I haven't really gotten to that phase. But it would be really fun to do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Why do you hate pandas?
Do you want to take this one?
Yes. Okay.
He actually hates pandas.
I do.
It's
You
very
know,
fun.
they're over-specialized. They don't breed well.
They don't know how to have sex.
Yeah, that's a problem. They even have panda porn and it doesn't work. What's up with that? Really, think about it.
No, I love pandas. I think they're adorable.
And I think too many people think they're adorable.
Sorry, I hate to be the one to have to break the bad news, but we need to wrap this up to make room for Vic's Q&A coming in right
All
after
right.
you guys.
Well, thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
What's that? Sure.
I guess my question.
Hal-Con.